There is a common belief that every ecosystem has one ultimate predator, the animal that sits at the very top of the food chain, feared by everything around it. But nature tells a far more surprising story. Again and again, scientists and wildlife filmmakers have captured extraordinary moments that shattered what we thought we knew. Hunters become the hunted. Tiny advantages outweigh overwhelming strength, and some of the world's most feared predators suddenly find themselves fighting for survival. How can a bird defeat an animal many times its size? Why would a pack of wolves risk attacking a giant moose? What could possibly make a great white shark abandon waters it once ruled without challenge? In today's countdown, we'll explore 10 of the most astonishing predator encounters ever recorded. Real moments that reveal the incredible intelligence, strategy, and unpredictability of life in the wild. And trust me, the encounter at number 1 changed the way scientists think about one of the ocean's most iconic predators. If you're fascinated by the untold stories of nature, wildlife, and incredible true encounters, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell if this is your first time visiting the channel. That way you won't miss our next documentary adventure. Now, let's begin with number 10. 10. Eagle versus mountain goat, the battle above the cliffs. High in the mountains, where a single misstep can be fatal, a young mountain goat carefully makes its way across a narrow cliff. It appears completely safe. No wolves can reach it. No bears can climb this high. But danger isn't always on the ground. Far above, a golden eagle is watching. How can a bird weighing barely 15 pounds threaten an animal several times its size? Why would it even attempt such a risky attack? The answer lies in one powerful advantage: gravity. Rather than overpowering its prey, the eagle waits for the perfect moment. With extraordinary eyesight, it studies every movement below before folding its wings into a breathtaking dive. At speeds exceeding 150 miles per hour, it strikes with razor-sharp talons, not always to kill instantly, but to unbalance its target. For a split second, the mountain itself becomes the eagle's greatest weapon. Can the goat recover before losing its footing? Or will one moment of panic send it over the edge? In these vertical landscapes, survival is often decided in seconds, not by strength alone, but by precision, timing, and experience. And if a predator this small can turn an entire mountain into a deadly trap, imagine what happens when the next hunter doesn't attack from the sky, but from beneath the water. 9. Nile crocodile versus wildebeest, the river's deadliest ambush. Every year, more than 1 million wildebeest gather for one of the greatest migrations on Earth. To reach fresh grasslands, they must cross rivers filled with an ancient predator that has perfected the art of patience: the Nile crocodile. Unlike lions or cheetahs, crocodiles don't chase, they wait, sometimes for hours, sometimes for days. Nearly invisible beneath the muddy water, only their eyes and nostrils break the surface. But how do they know the exact moment to strike? And why do so many wildebeest still enter the river despite the obvious danger? The answer is simple: instinct leaves them no choice. As hundreds of animals surge into the water, chaos erupts. Powerful currents separate calves from the herd. Hooves splash in every direction. Then, without warning, the river explodes. A crocodile launches upward with astonishing speed, clamping its jaws shut with more than 3,000 pounds of bite force before dragging its prey beneath the surface. Can the herd fight back? Can a full-grown wildebeest escape once those jaws lock shut? Or is the battle already over the moment the attack begins? For the crocodile, every successful ambush is the reward for incredible patience. But the next predator doesn't wait in silence. It hunts with intelligence, teamwork, and a strategy that has stunned marine scientists around the world. 8. Killer whale versus great white shark, when the ocean's apex predator meets its match. For decades, the great white shark was considered the undisputed ruler of the ocean. With rows of razor-sharp teeth, explosive speed, and one of the most powerful bites in the animal kingdom, few creatures dared to challenge it. Then something unexpected happened. Entire populations of great white sharks began disappearing from waters they had dominated for generations. What could possibly frighten an apex predator? Had an even greater hunter emerged? The answer surprised marine scientists. A small group of killer whales, also known as orcas, had developed a remarkable hunting strategy. Instead of attacking head-on, they worked together with astonishing precision. One orca distracted the shark while another struck from below, flipping it upside down. Within seconds, the shark entered a natural state called tonic immobility, leaving it almost completely helpless. But the attack didn't end there. The orcas targeted a single organ, the nutrient-rich liver, removing it with incredible accuracy before leaving the rest of the shark behind. How did they learn such a specialized technique? Was this knowledge passed from one generation to the next? And if great white sharks are fleeing entire coastlines to avoid these hunters, what does that reveal about intelligence in the animal kingdom? Because the next encounter proves that even on land, teamwork can be just as deadly. 7. Wolf pack versus moose, the hunt that can last for days. A fully grown moose can stand over 7 feet tall at the shoulder and weigh more than 1,500 pounds. With powerful legs capable of delivering bone-breaking kicks, it seems like an impossible target. So why would wolves risk attacking an animal that can kill them with a single strike? The answer lies in something far more powerful than brute force: teamwork. Unlike solitary predators, wolves hunt as a coordinated pack. They don't rush into danger. Instead, they spread out, testing the moose from different angles, looking for signs of weakness. Is it old, injured, exhausted? Every movement is carefully observed before the real chase begins. But this isn't a sprint. Some wolf hunts can continue for hours, even days, as the pack relentlessly pressures its prey. One wolf distracts from the front, while others close in from behind, forcing the moose to burn precious energy. With every mile, the giant grows weaker. Can the moose reach deep water, where its long legs become a powerful advantage? Or will fatigue accomplish what sharp teeth cannot? For wolves, patience is often deadlier than speed. Victory belongs not to the strongest individual, but to the pack that works together without making a mistake. Yet the next predator doesn't rely on endurance at all. It waits in complete silence, then unleashes an explosion of power in a matter of seconds. 6. Lion pride versus Cape buffalo, when the hunters become the hunted. On the African savanna, few predators inspire more fear than a pride of lions. Working together, they can bring down prey several times their own size. But every so often, they choose an opponent that can turn the hunt into a fight for survival. The Cape buffalo. Weighing up to 2,000 pounds and armed with massive, shield-like horns, a single buffalo is already a dangerous adversary. An entire herd is something else entirely. So why would lions take such an enormous risk? Because the reward can feed an entire pride. The attack begins with precision. The lions isolate a weaker buffalo and close in from every direction. For a moment, it appears the outcome is inevitable. Then the ground begins to shake. The herd charges back. Dozens of buffalo storm toward the lions with astonishing speed, lowering their horns as they fight to rescue one of their own. Can the lions hold their ground, or will they become the ones desperately searching for an escape? These dramatic encounters reveal that survival on the savanna isn't decided by strength alone. Loyalty, coordination, and courage can completely reverse the balance of power in seconds. But the next predator doesn't hunt in a group or rely on overwhelming force. It depends on perfect camouflage, lightning-fast reflexes, and a single surprise attack that almost always catches its victim off guard. 5. Leopard versus baboon troop, a predator surrounded by its prey. Most predators avoid attacking when they are badly outnumbered. A troop of baboons can include dozens of adults, each willing to defend its family with sharp canine teeth, powerful jaws, and surprising aggression. Yet one predator repeatedly takes that risk: the leopard. Silent, patient, and almost invisible among the trees, The leopard waits for the perfect opportunity. It doesn't charge into the middle of the troop. Instead, it watches every movement, searching for a distracted juvenile or an animal that has wandered just a little too far from the group. Then it strikes. The attack lasts only seconds, but what happens next is where the real danger begins. Instead of fleeing in panic, the baboons often turn around. Adult males rush toward the leopard, screaming and baring their teeth. Females join the chase, desperate to protect their young. Suddenly, the hunter is surrounded. Can the leopard escape while carrying its prey? Or will the troop force one of Africa's most skilled predators to abandon the hunt entirely? These encounters reveal that numbers can be just as powerful as claws. Even an apex predator must sometimes retreat when the cost of victory becomes too high. But the next battle takes us into the frozen Arctic, where survival depends not on speed or numbers, but on enduring one of the harshest environments on Earth. 4. Polar bear versus walrus colony, the Arctic's most dangerous gamble. In the frozen Arctic, food can be harder to find than almost anywhere else on Earth. A polar bear may wander for days, sometimes even weeks, without a successful meal. As hunger grows, it faces a decision that could mean life or death. Should it challenge an entire colony of walruses? At first glance, the answer seems obvious. An adult walrus can weigh well over a ton and carries 2 tusks capable of inflicting devastating wounds. More importantly, it is never alone. Hundreds gather tightly together, creating a living wall of muscle, blubber, and ivory. So why would a polar bear even try? Because desperation changes everything. Rather than charging into the crowd, the bear patiently circles the colony, searching for a weakness. Is there a young calf separated from its mother? Is one animal resting too close to the edge? Every movement is carefully calculated, because one mistake could leave the hunter crushed beneath a stampede or pierced by razor-sharp tusks. Can the bear isolate a vulnerable target before the colony reacts? Or will the walruses stand together and force one of the Arctic's greatest predators to retreat hungry once again? The next encounter is even more astonishing because it pits 2 of Asia's most powerful hunters against each other in a battle where neither can afford to make the first mistake. 3. Bengal tiger versus sloth bear, when 2 giants refuse to back down. Deep within the forests of India, 2 of the region's most powerful animals occasionally cross paths. One is the Bengal tiger, a silent hunter capable of bringing down prey several times its own weight. The other is the sloth bear, a shaggy-looking animal that many people underestimate, but one with incredible strength, massive claws, and a fearless reputation. When these 2 giants meet, there is no easy prediction. A tiger prefers surprise. It relies on stealth, patience, and a lightning-fast ambush. But what happens when the intended victim refuses to run? What happens when it stands its ground instead? The answer is one of the most unpredictable confrontations in the wild. A threatened sloth bear often rises onto its hind legs, roaring loudly while swinging claws that can exceed 4 inches in length. The tiger circles cautiously, looking for an opening but avoiding a direct hit that could leave it seriously injured. For an apex predator, even a single deep wound can mean weeks without hunting, and that can be fatal. So which animal has the advantage? Is raw power enough, or does experience decide the outcome? One thing is certain, neither animal wants a prolonged fight. Yet the next encounter is even more astonishing because it features a predator so powerful that it can send one of the ocean's fastest hunters fleeing from waters it once ruled without challenge. 2. Great white shark versus seal, the ocean's fastest ambush. The ocean may look calm from above, but beneath the surface, one of nature's most explosive attacks is about to unfold. A young seal swims confidently near the surface, unaware that a great white shark is already tracking every movement from the darkness below. Hidden by deep water and using the sunlight to conceal its approach, the shark waits with extraordinary patience. Then comes the question, how can a predator weighing more than 4,000 pounds catch one of the fastest and most agile marine mammals in the ocean? The answer lies in a perfectly timed ambush. With a sudden burst of speed, the great white rockets upward at nearly 25 miles per hour. The impact is so powerful that both predator and prey can explode completely out of the water in a breathtaking breach. For just a few seconds, gravity seems to disappear as thousands of pounds of muscle, teeth, and spray fill the air. But what happens if the shark misses? Every failed attack costs an enormous amount of energy, and another opportunity may not come for days. That's why every strike must be calculated with remarkable precision. Can the seal outmaneuver the ocean's most famous predator? Or has the outcome already been decided long before the attack begins? The answer may surprise you, but the encounter at number 1 is even more extraordinary, featuring a predator whose intelligence has completely rewritten what scientists thought they knew about the natural world. Number 1, Jaguar versus caiman, the predator that turned the river into a hunting ground. For generations, crocodilians have been feared as the undisputed rulers of rivers and wetlands. Their armored bodies, crushing jaws, and lightning-fast ambushes have made them one of nature's most successful predators. Yet deep within Brazil's vast Pantanal wetlands, another hunter has learned to invade their territory and turn the river itself into a hunting ground: the jaguar. Unlike most big cats, jaguars are exceptional swimmers. Instead of avoiding the water, they move through it with remarkable confidence, silently approaching prey that believes it is completely safe. Among their most astonishing targets is the caiman, a reptile armed with powerful jaws, thick scales, and years of experience hunting from the water's edge. So how can a cat defeat an animal perfectly designed for life in the river? The answer lies in one extraordinary adaptation. Jaguars possess the strongest bite of any big cat, capable of delivering immense pressure directly through the skull. Rather than attacking randomly, they often aim with remarkable precision, biting through vulnerable areas behind the head before the caiman has a chance to react. Wildlife filmmakers have documented jaguars dragging surprisingly large caimans from the water onto dry land, where the struggle quickly comes to an end. Adult jaguars can weigh over 250 pounds, while large spectacled caimans may exceed 10 feet in length. Yet in these flooded forests, success depends less on size than on patience, stealth, and perfect timing. Every hunt is a calculated gamble, because a single mistake near those powerful jaws could leave even a jaguar seriously injured. So here's a question for you. If you had to choose nature's ultimate ambush predator, would it be the powerful jaguar or the ancient caiman that has ruled rivers for millions of years? Share your answer in the comments. And if this incredible encounter surprised you, share this documentary with fellow wildlife enthusiasts on Facebook, Reddit, and other nature communities to see which predator they believe truly dominates the wetlands. We've reached the end of our countdown, but these incredible encounters remind us of something nature has been teaching for millions of years. There is no such thing as an unbeatable predator. Whether it was an eagle using gravity as a weapon, wolves winning through teamwork, a pride of lions facing a fearless buffalo herd, or killer whales forcing great white sharks to retreat from their own territory, every encounter proved that survival isn't decided by size or strength alone. Intelligence, patience, timing, and adaptability often make the difference between life and death. Which encounter surprised you the most? Was it the relentless Nile crocodile, the fearless sloth bear standing up to a Bengal tiger, or the astonishing strategy of the orcas? Let us know your favorite in the comments. We'd love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this documentary, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our next journey into the world's most fascinating wildlife stories. Every like, comment, and subscription helps us create more high-quality documentaries for nature lovers like you. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay curious, because the wild always has another incredible story waiting to be discovered.